show. I'm Skyler.
And I'm Anna.
And today we'll be discussing a book we've recently read in our spare time.
So we went on Twitter and we asked guys some questions we had about the book. So Piggy123 said, I've never read this book, so what's it about?
Well, these kids get into a plane crash and they get stranded on an island with no adults. They try to civilize and get rescued over time, but their hope starts to diminish and they turn to savagery. The whole theme of the story is that when humans are pushed to their limits, their human instincts and morals can be lost and turn to savagery.
So if you've never read this book, you're probably wondering, what does that mean?
Well, in this story, Jack and his tribe are having a feast along with Piggy and Ralph, and Simon walks into the middle of it while they are doing a dance. The boys start chanting, "Kill the beast, cut his throat, spill his blood." They didn't even realize that the beast was on its knees in the middle of a circle with its arms folded over its face was actually Simon.
Isn't that just crazy?
Simon struggled forward and fell over the steep edge of the rock.
Wow, that's just tragic. But who are these characters?
The main characters are Ralph, Piggy, Jack, Simon, and Roger.
So let me just see what other questions you guys have. Oh, this one's good. It's about the characters. So what do they represent in the story?
Ralph represents leader and responsibility. He's the one who makes an effort to maintain the order on the island. Jack represents savagery because out of all the boys on the island, he's the one who loses his ability to remain civil out of all the boys.
Piggy represents intelligence. By the way the book describes Piggy, he's the one who's always using his intelligence to benefit the boys. Simon represents innocence. In the book, you never see him doing anything wrong. He's very pure.
Roger represents a very cruel person. He enjoys inflicting pain on others.
So, Conch Lover 69 asks, how are these characters important to the story?
Ralph is important to the story because he's the one on the island who tries to maintain the order on the island. He also looks after the little ones.
Jack is important to the story because he's essentially the villain of the story, and 9 times out of 10, if something goes wrong on the island, it's usually Jack's fault.
Yeah. Piggy is important to the story because of his intelligence. Unlike some of the boys on the island, Piggy thinks before he does something, and that's really important. And he is smarter than most of the boys on the island, so having an intellectual person on the island is a huge bonus for the boys.
Simon is important in the story because he's very pure, and he just reminds the boys that they're all just boys on an island, there's nothing else in that, there's just little boys.
Roger is also important to the story because he's the person who always plays a big role in torture. During the story, for example, when Piggy died, he was the person who pushed the rock to knock Piggy off the cliff, which led to his death.
Back to the show.
So, as my coach Mallory once said, let's get back to it.
Footwork, ladies.
Okay, so Savage_420 says, and I'm guessing he's referring to all the symbols in the book. He says, what are some of the symbols and what do they mean?
The conch is something they found at the beginning of the story, and they used it to call meanings and to get everyone's attention. The conch represents power. At the beginning of Lord of the Flies, it described Ralph as having an attractive appearance and many things standing out about him, but the biggest thing was the conch. This shows that the conch is really powerful and stands out especially because all the boys respect it.
Another signal that is in the Lord of the Flies is the signal fire. Now this is a symbol that is very important because it symbolizes all the hope and hope of rescue that the boys have. So constantly throughout the story, the fire goes on and off and some boys try to steal it, and it's the same as hope. They start to lose hope or they start to gain hope, or some boys try to steal their hope and stuff like that.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Adios!
Don't forget to subscribe. If photography and shooting videos is your dream, you'll go for it.
Okay. Anna, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah.